Hi, Mike McKinnon here, 701A Auto again. This is a demonstration on checking the runout of a wheel. So we're going to check two types of runout here. This is a very transferable skill for measuring tools when we look at the dial indicator here. For checking radial, lateral runout, and dial indicators are also used to check M-play, which you'll learn in 801A using all the measuring tools again. So this will give you a little intro to the measuring tools. So right now we're already set up for a lateral runout. So what I mean by lateral is it's a side-to-side variation. So if this goes out of spec, it can cause a vehicle to vibrate. And as we get into radial runout, which is becoming more important, I'll speak to that in a minute. So basically, when I'm doing dial indicators, you'll see that there's a 0 mark right here. If you want to just focus in on here, there's a 0 right there. I usually will try, if I'm checking runout, I'll usually turn my dial so I'm nowhere near it, because the 0 can confuse the deflection. So what we're checking here is, as I rotate this wheel, it's not a wheeled one, it would be nice, it'd be a little smoother. So it's going to vibrate a little bit on the rusty parts. But what I'm checking is the full swing. So the needle is going to go both ways. And what I'm checking is how much it went both ways. So we're just watching it till it goes one way and it deflects to go the other, and figuring out that total. So as we're going here, you can kind of just focus in on the dial indicator, really is the biggest part of this. So as I'm going, we're hitting 40, and then we're going down to about 36. Oh, okay, so now 30. Okay, so 30, and then it started to go the other way. So you kind of pick the lowest and the highest number. So 30, and we're at 45. We went to 50 there quickly. Oh, and down to, and you want to make sure your dial indicator is always contacting. So we went down to 20, 15. So 15. I'm just going to go a couple of times now. I've already went a full circle. And just want to go maybe a couple of times just to duplicate that you hit the 50 and the 15. And that's about where we are, and it is. So that's consistent, checking it 2 rounds. So we went from 15 to 50. So you just take that gap there, okay? And it would 10 to 50 would be 40. So 5 more is 15. So we're at 45 thousandths of an inch of play. So that would be 0.045 inches. So the quotations are written out. And that's what I want. You've got to put your unit, and you've got to be able to write those numbers so that other mechanics or other people can interpret those numbers. And when you go to All Data to look up the specs for this, or a service information system of some sort, to check what is this wheel allowed. So this would be on a much older vehicle. It's on like a 91 Pontiac Grand Prix. But still, it doesn't matter what year we're talking, it's still the same skill. So the next runout that we need to check is radial runout. So basically I just got to adjust this to get a reading on the radial adjustment here. And I'm gonna, I'll twist that, and there we go there. So as I'm setting this up, you see the pintle here. You want to make sure there's enough room up and down that you don't run out of dial indicator. And it's always a little tricky holding everything and tightening everything where you need it, and that's okay. If you would only do this if you've balanced tires, you've checked a whole bunch of other things that might be causing a vibration. This would be one of my last resorts, and I have ran into it a few times where the wheels have been bent enough to cause a shake. So when we're setting up the radial runout, we want to be where the tire rides. There's no sense checking in here. There's nothing there but air. Okay. So we want to be on, and do you need to check both? It's probably a good idea that you check both sides in case something's maybe bent here. However, I would argue that you're going to have more radial runout on the inside because the structure of the wheel's right here. So if you hit a big pothole, it's going to change the inside more. So again, we just focus and we turn it, find the deflection again, all the way one way. So we got to about 68 there, sorry. And we went to about 80 there so far. 65, to 85, around that. So again, we'll do a double turn, See if we hit 85 to 65. There's 65, and there's my 85. So there's 20 thousandths of an inch, 0.020 inches. So you're going to have more trouble with radial runout because car manufacturers are changing to such a low profile tire, a low aspect ratio. So those sidewalls are very stiff compared to an older vehicle where the sidewalls were higher and they could absorb more cushion. Your tire is part of your suspension system, as we've discussed. So when we go to those low pros with the stiffer sidewall, all of a sudden a tire will have a high spot as well on it. And there's colored indicators on a brand new tire to indicate where that is. So what we want to do, if we know where that high spot of the wheel is, and we know maybe where the low spot of the tire is, we can change it and go 180. And that's called match mounting. And that will take away some of the runout to reduce the amount of vibration, and it may even take it all away. So cars today, they look real sharp with the bigger wheels and the lower profiles, but it brought in some new problems with vibrations and shakes that we have in vehicles, and even sometimes noises. So that's that. You can also match mount. There's some balancers that will automatically do that for you, but we're talking $40,000 for a wheel balancer that'll do that. And I'm not saying this is a common problem with cars today. I'm just saying it is a problem, and those low profiles kind of exponential make that a little bit worse. Okay, so that's wheel runout. Radial is what we're checking here last, and then lateral was the first one, side to side. Very good. Thank you.